Token Metrics is a cryptocurrency investment platform that helps users leverage machine learning to become better crypto investors. Our in-depth analysis helps eliminate the emotions of investing, find profitable investment opportunities, and filters out scams. Learn more at tokenmetrics.com.
We are live. This is the market update. I'm Bill Noble. If you need a roadmap in crypto and you need to make money in crypto, subscribe to this channel. Turn on the alerts bell so you know when we're going live. And if you like the content, please hit the like button and give us a thumbs up. This show is brought to you by tokenmetrics.com. All right, let's welcome everybody here on the stream. Jojo, okay, Moses from San Paulo, welcome. Okay, Aiken, hello. Okay, Vancouver is in the house. Space Oddity says, here comes more guesswork. Welcome to crypto. Corona, California, Paris, okay, Cardano. There is no doubt the Cardano people are moving out. We're going to go through all of that. All right. Scotland, hello. Romania, what's up? Belgium, London, Tel Aviv, welcome to the show. Jacksonville, Cardano, $5. Let's talk about that. We'll talk about it. All right, folks, market is moving. We are diving straight in. All right. Now, it's not lost on me that I did long Bitcoin, short the banks 2 days ago. Except for you nice people, no one watched the effing video. Then I'm talking about a bull move with Bitcoin at 52K, positive crypto based on our AI. Some more people watched the video, but not enough people. But we appreciate you. So if you're just tuning in now, subscribe to the channel because we're on top of this, right? If you're going to make money in crypto, you got to make money in crypto now. All right. Cardano and ETH LFG. What is cryptocurrency? What is crypto as an asset class? All right. U.S. Commodity Futures Trading Commission considers it a commodity. The Bitcoin futures contract is regulated as a commodity. Interesting that, as I'm sure you've heard, other commodities as measured by the CRB index, which is as old as the hill, has mooned because of the war, right? Actually, it was in a very old school trading channel that goes all the way back to the early 20th century from Jesse Livermore, who wrote or was featured in a book called Reminiscence of a Stock Operator. All right. If you want to learn about trading, that's book number 1. Now, what we see in CRB is we see a parabolic up move that maybe has one more thrust higher. CRB is heavily weighted grains and metals. So it could be a time for another rally in grains and metals. Now, if grains and metals go higher, mathematically, crypto is correlated with those two things. In other words, crypto is a digital commodity. Want to know who's talking about crypto as a digital commodity? One person. The Token Metrics YouTube channel. Want to know who's talking about the future of money, right? And the fact that people need crypto now more than ever to pay for things? You guessed it. Right here and our friends over at Crypto Stackers, right? Me and that group are the only people who are talking about that, which we covered yesterday. So please watch that video. And today we're talking about commodities, the digital commodity rally. Cardano. Everyone seems to forget that Cardano led the way up in January of 2021. It wasn't just Bitcoin, it was BitBoy and Cardano. So Cardano has done nothing but torture people. It has been awful, right? I didn't want to sell it at 75 cents. Okay. I was like, let's wait at $1. And the market was like, F that, let's go now. I'm like, okay, that sounds good to me, right? I don't see any reason why Cardano can't go to 149. It may not go there today, but you may get a dip or sideways action, or fucking Cardano may just go. Why not? Why not? Okay, there was a book called The Cryptopians. I interviewed the author, very smart individual, but the book was not exactly complimentary of Cardano. So everybody's kind of down on it. And of course, what happens when people hate it? What did I say yesterday? What goes up first? The stuff people hate or the stuff people gave up on? Now, I know Cardano has a very loyal tribe, so I'm not really saying that those people hate Cardano. Of course they don't. But the rest of the market gave up on it, for God's sakes. So if Cardano's up 10%, what is that telling you? It's telling you this in market can go up more than you think, faster than you think, right? Even if it's only a short-term thing, we're seeing like the brewing of something bigger. Now, I don't know what's going to happen today. You may get a dip over the next 3 days, but I can feel the crypto machine revving up. Total 2. Okay, maybe hard to see on the chart. I've got a guy on the stream wisely noting that total 2 looked pretty good. Total 2 is a metric for market cap. It's essentially total crypto market cap excluding Bitcoin. So ETH and everything else. This thing's breaking out. Okay, our fib speed resistance bands, right? It's moving through there. So ETH, Cardano, right? Avalanche is next, right? All the future of money coins are going to go with it. You can start to build a picture of how this market can move. Now, as if I need to say it, Galaxy Digital, big crypto hedge fund stock, gapping up in 15 to 20% increments. That's a leading indicator of what crypto can do. I believe that 47,500 is the minimum upside target for Bitcoin. Support is at 40K. Token Metrics Customized Index. This is Bitcoin, Zcash, Monero, Dash, Litecoin. It has done nothing. If crypto is not useful as an inflation hedge, if there is no digital cash revolution or future of money, if you can't do that trade now, when are you going to do it? Bottom left-hand corner says Token Metrics Artificial Intelligence daily grade for Bitcoin is above 88, which means you could turn around and Bitcoin could be gone right today, okay, or 3 days from now. Okay, again, visual trends indicator, a feature of tokenmetrics.com, has Bitcoin going green, all right? There was some choppy action, but we're taking this signal more seriously because the AI is rating Bitcoin very high. Token Metrics also has the ability to take AI-based grades for all cryptos and combine it into one indicator. So the AI looks at everything. It looks at the entire market, and it says red or green. This indicator got this is not on the website, by the way. So this is what our premium group gets to see. This is experimental quant stuff. Been showing you for 2 days. Now I'm pounding the table. Okay, this indicator got you out right after the first decline. And this is the first signal in a while, and it's green. The dip might have been this morning. You might get a big rally today, March 23rd, and then you may get a sideways action for the next 3 days. But don't discount what happens when you get these signals, where this thing could go. So on that note, WIC 25 all gets you 25% off any Token Metrics plan for now and the rest of this month. As I've said multiple times, okay, and again, thank you for listening to the people who have been here. Love y'all. But if you're new to this video, as I've been saying all month long, you got to have a Token Metrics subscription, and it can pay for itself in 2 days. Some of our top-rated small altcoins are up 50 to 60%. I don't talk about those because that's for the people who pay money for the service. Crypto.com daily index. One thing you get with tokenmetrics.com is the AI will group the top rated coins for day trading, for weekly trading per exchange. I'm getting into crypto.com of late. 40% allocation to Bitcoin. Polkadot is in there along with Elrond. I would imagine you're going to see Cardano and all of these other things that are moving like perp. Okay. The higher they go, the higher they may go, right? We may be exiting the range trading world and entering the trend world. Here's perp, right? Remember, kind of like downward sloping, expanding range, potentially insanely bullish with momentum indicators moving up as prices made new lows. Okay, so perp is one of these things where it either dies and you get killed and it goes to 3, and then when it's done bottoming at 3, it turns around and goes to 7. Okay, Elrond, right? It's up a lot lately, right? Well, if you look at the weekly chart, every time Elrond gets through, say, 190, it can have these enormous rallies. So, should you FOMO into Elrond? I don't know, but you should have FOMO'd into Cardano yesterday, and it's up 10%, and it could go up more. So there are signs all over this market that buying any dip you can near the top of the recent range is working. And I say do what works until it doesn't work anymore. Because again, if you're going to make money in crypto, you got to do it now. Litecoin versus Bitcoin. What rallies first? The stuff no one likes, the stuff everybody gave up on, right? It actually started with Audius, a good fundamental project that just been pushed out of a moving car, went from 60 cents to $1. Then it was Elrond. Then it was Cardano. All right. Sometimes it's the stuff that people give up on. Sometimes it's stuff some people think is trash. I think Litecoin could be next. All right. Litecoin is just, so woefully destroyed versus Bitcoin. Now, I don't really care if Litecoin moves or not, but the stuff people hate and the stuff that people give up on is moving. Okay, this is a redraw of a chart we've been running for multiple days that will undoubtedly be featured on the cover of Barron's soon. The blue line is inflation. Okay, it's not inflation. It's the number the bond market wants on a 5-year bond to compensate for inflation. So as you might suspect, that number is making new high after new high after new high. And every time it makes a new high, ETH has made a new high. So this thing has made a new high, right? I noted this when ETH was at 2,500. I said, I'm not selling. Okay, I'm noting it again with ETH at 3,000 because it's not backing off resistance, right? So guess what? I'm still not selling ETH. I'm actually looking to buy the dip, right? Because what's going to happen? I mean, does anyone listening to the sound of my voice doubt? Anybody who's been in crypto or has heard about crypto, does anyone doubt that we just can't wake up one day and this shit just can't go up 40%? Boom. Just be like, you know what? This is mispriced. I think we should flip this around. That what you telling me that can't happen? Of course it can happen, right? ETH is so out of whack versus inflation that ETH could just go up like that. And if I'm wrong, what am I going to do? I'm going to put a stop 3% in below where I've got it. We'll do the DeMark stuff in a minute. But what am I risking? I'm risking what? This to make this. Okay, now in the contrarian signal of all time, okay, the founder of Ethereum is worried about crypto. Now, as Mike Novogratz said, this is a guy who can afford a larger perspective because he's POMO, as in post money. However, it may be historic that the founder of ETH is worried about ETH right as ETH is about to explode. Mike Novogratz does a poll. How many think the merge rally related to a change in ETH plumbing is on? How many people think ETH can go up? Half the people said no. I was like, oh my God, this is going to be 80 bullish, 20 bearish. Wrong. Nobody believes me. And I'm fine with that, right? Because you do, or you're listening and you're here. Whether you're a live stream regular like my friends, or you're new to the video. Okay, if you're new to the video, Let's get on board, right? Big thinkers are bearish, traders are bullish. And the stuff's way undervalued versus any macroeconomic thing I can draw. ETH weekly. How long has ETH tortured us? How long have we had to sit here? This reminds me of pre-DeFi 2020 with me and Ian Bellina on the Sunday live stream going, yeah, ETH at 200, bullish. And it just sat there. And every week on Sunday, we were like, bullish, 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 bullish. And it wore us, it wore me the F out. It was exhausting. 8 weeks it is. How many weeks? This is Ethereum weekly, right? There was the puke in January. We've had to sit here for 8 weeks. Okay. And now everyone's bored to death. No one believes it. It's a perfect setup. This is what markets do. And if ETH goes above 4,000, you'll have FOMO beyond all belief, which is probably where you should be getting out. So again, think about what is happening, right? Is the market boring you to death? Is it hard to get long at 3K, by the way, while I'm at it? Sure it is, because what has the market taught you to do? Buy at 2,500 and sell at 3K. So if the market is actually changing from range trading to trend trading, it'll create an innate fear of buying a rally. All right. Now, when that fear goes away, you get what you got today in Cardano. We'll do the DeMark charts on that, so don't go anywhere. Okay, ETH versus Bitcoin. So let's do the math on this. I think Bitcoin can go up hard. But if I look at this chart, right, ETH versus Bitcoin, starting in the bottom left, right, 2020 up, right, dip. 2021, ETH outperforms Bitcoin. 2022, ETH, that's a 4-wave. Now, what's a 5-wave? Well, a 5-wave is euphoric, insane, wild gratification, as in lampshade on your head absurdity. How many people think that ETH can outperform Bitcoin and have it be so absurd that even people with no hair would have their hair on fire? Nobody. Let me say that again. Nobody except me and you, because you're tuned in to this channel. So you look at this chart and you're saying, okay, what's the risk reward? Okay, I buy ETH, I get stopped out X%. I'm right, and ETH goes to 5K. You know how many people last year were talking about ETH at 6K? Oh my God, everybody. You say ETH's going to 6K right now or 5K, which is I think what we put in the video title. People are going to be like, oh my God, I'm not listening to this guy. He's just a moon man. Okay, you can say that, but, right, who's talking about that? Nobody. Nobody. Visual trends indicator, artificial intelligence for ETH, green. Green. Okay. There was some choppy signals back in November. This is the first signal we've seen in ETH in a while from tokenmetrics.com. Polkadot. Oh my God. You want to talk about the ultimate give up trade? If you think Cardano and Perp was the redheaded stepchildren that no one cared about, nobody is talking about Polkadot. Everyone's talking about Web3, but nobody's talking about Polkadot. This is insane. This coin was at 50. Now it's at 20. No one wants to talk about it. Okay. Well, that means I want to talk about it, right? And I think if you're getting, anything in the $19, $20 area, oh, let's take a shot, man. Okay, Polkadot, green on visual trends indicator. And this has been pretty clean, right? It got you out in Polkadot like 40-ish, and now it wants to get you back in at 20-ish. Get a subscription. Cardano, confirmed 13 bottom. What's a confirmed 13 bottom? Okay, it's when, you start, the mark work starts to actually count in the opposite direction. So you're like, I can't possibly buy Cardano up 10%. I can. There's a 13 and a 9 bottom. Okay, we talked about this yesterday. We talked about every single cryptocurrency looking at weekly charts. I didn't drive the point home enough. I said, you're going to get a dip, okay, which you did. You got like a dip overnight and this morning. This morning, I was like, oh my God. It was like, went up, you know, everything was up 1% to down 1%. I was like, Jesus. Looked like it was going to blow up because it's at the top end of the range. And of course, what did it do? It turned around and went straight up. That's how you know we may be changing from range to trend. Okay, here's Cardano on a daily chart, taking out an important fractal right at $1. Right? Look at those Williams moving averages, knifing up and going the other way. Okay, Cardano weekly. Okay, want to put on the astronaut suit? Let's do it. Let's do it. I mean, Cardano, if you look at if you look at how it could extend the overall trend, Cardano could attack 149. Why not? Right? I mean, Cardano was there in November. So if Cardano takes out 149, then I think you can start talking about insane upside targets like 373. Okay? So we want our Cardano readers to be happy. We want our Ethereum readers to be happy. Okay? Cardano looks like it's in business. Now, you can get the astronaut suit on if it takes out 150. I don't think crypto YouTube is going to wait for that, though. Okay? Benjamin Cohen was on this. I talked about it. Not enough. That goes back to what I always say. You know, when you're right and you're long, you're not long enough. When you're short and you're right, you're not short enough. But that's okay, because the point of Cardano is what matters. If you missed it, you didn't miss anything. If Cardano's going to 150. If you missed Cardano or Audi, you didn't miss anything. You just have the market telling you that a much bigger move is coming, and that move could be over a compressed time frame. Okay, you could be looking at a rally that happens, you know, in a shorter amount of time. Like, what happens if, you know, the lead up to sell in May and go away is an insane rally? I mean, equities came back. Equities are garbage. Equities came back. Equities are like within shouting distance of its like recent all-time high. Where's crypto? Okay, commodities, mooning, gold, 2,000. What's crypto doing? Nothing. Everyone's like, oh, there's something wrong with crypto. Really? Why? We don't need an alternative financial system with the type of stuff that's going on in the world? Yikes. And that is the market update. Okay. Now, let's go to the DeMark chart, because I got to kind of do speed TA today. Okay. All right, let's get into Solana. Let's do it. Let's do it, do it, do it. By the way, I want to thank everybody for watching the stream. I want you to hit that like button like it was your job. NFA. Okay, here is Cardano on a 4-hour chart. Now, let's talk about this, okay? DeMark 9 top, DeMark 13 top. One red candle, one attempt at a new high, comes off, and then explodes. This is what happens when you go from range to trend, right? DeMark work, which is, I mean, honestly, I know a lot of y'all tuning in for that. It's like clockwork money over the last month, okay? When this stuff breaks, yeah, okay, maybe it was a blow-off top in Cardano, or maybe something's changing. Maybe something is changing, okay? Perp, daily chart, okay? Nice rounding bottom. Has not even started to go up yet. Now let's talk about Solana. The question is, can layer ones wake up? Do you want to buy Solana with a 9 top at resistance at 95. Normally, you would say no. My guess is you're looking at 1 to 2 down, like 2 to 3 down days or sideways days in Solana. Let me ask you something. This is Solana weekly. Look at this over here where my mouse is, like the whole right side of the chart. Like, is there anything there? Like, what's there? Nothing. Nothing. There's nothing there until 243. So what happens if after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks, VCs puked all this out? Now, can Solana go lower based on this weekly DeMark work? Yeah. But what's stopping it if it goes up? Nothing. So if you go back to a daily chart, right? I'm just being straight up with you, right? I'm not being a moon boy. Okay. A 9 bottom, it goes up. A 9 top, it may go sideways or down. What happens if it doesn't? Remember what I told you about the 9s, right? Okay. 9s, it counts a set of conditions, 1 to 9. Now, in a range, that can be a top or a bottom. In a trend, the 9 means there could be a break in the trend, a rest day, and then the thing turns around and goes from 1 to 13. So if you get a down day in Solana after today and dip buyers show up, Solana's going up. Because all anybody's done for the last 8 weeks, is sell Solana. Now, if Solana's topping at the top end of the range, you buy a dip and it doesn't work, who cares? Because if it's not a bull market unless you can buy a dip and make money. If you can buy a dip and make money, this up move could be much larger than anybody thinks. Okay, so here's IOTA on the daily chart. As we talk about, the question is, are people willing to pay higher prices to get involved in this? So the daily chart doesn't look like much, okay? But the weekly chart looks, I don't know, kind of unbelievable, right? You're sitting on support. Support's at 73 cents. There's a monster 9 bottom, and the next resistance is $1.20. Enough said. Okay, I can't get Metis up here. Okay, here comes Metis. Okay, with this, I would just say the trend is your friend, right? In other words, if you see this thing continuing to take out fractal points, okay, so this is a 4-hour chart. Okay, so if this thing takes out 162 or even 160, your upside target's 184. Like, the trend is your friend until proven otherwise. Okay, let's see what else we got in the chat. Okay, Chicago in the house, welcome. California, hello. Okay, XRP. I saw somebody tweeting on future price predictions. They predicted Bitcoin at 1 million and XRP at 0. I was like, that's harsh. Okay. So XRP, again, it's above 79. That's good. We're approaching a DeMark 9 top. I don't know what that means. This DeMark 9 bottom was a bottom. Okay. XRP has to prove that somebody's willing to pay higher prices. They need the fundamental event. Okay. On a weekly basis, it looks like kind of a creeping uptrend. So sometimes that happens with low quality stuff. Everyone hates it. Everyone's afraid to buy it, and it has a creeping uptrend. I mean, I'm not going to discourage people who like XRP from continuing to like it, because after all, you can wake up one day and it can be at zero. Okay. Someone's asking about the graph from Jersey. Okay. XRP is hard to buy for the average person. Okay. We have New Zealand in the house. Welcome. Up late at night. We appreciate that. Okay. Waiting for the graph to come up here. Computer is not cooperating. Okay. Undoubtedly, we have demand for AVAX. Okay. Dealing with computer issues here, trying to keep everybody engaged. All right. So this is the same deal. On a weekly chart, this just looks destroyed. It's back where it came out in January. I mean, it's just so hard to look at any crypto on a weekly basis and go, oh, yeah, it looks terrible. Right? It looks like it's trying to turn. Okay. Let's look at a daily chart. Hope we get computer cooperation. Okay. The daily chart seems similar to me. All right. You just have this destroyed thing that's range trading. Now, it hasn't made a complete 13 bottom yet. Okay. But the graph is above support, a resistance at 37 cents. And I mean, what's here in the graph on the top right? Nothing. So if this thing decides to go up, there isn't anything to stop it. That's the theme that I'm trying to get you, to sort of see that, if this thing takes off, there isn't a whole lot to stop it. Honestly. Okay. Luna's starting to do better. So 87 was the DeMark support. 92 was a point that I was looking at. Right now, what do you get on Luna on the weekly? The weekly. Okay. It looks like you can get, 4 more up weeks. So Luna at 126, I had been looking at 142. Okay. Why not? Taz in the house. Okay. I know that, he's going to want to look at AVAX. Now, AVAX, we call the top at 91. Okay. And that actually worked. Okay. Now the question is AVAX going to wake up? Right. In other words, this is stuff that everybody forgot about. Start waking up. Okay. Now this green candlestick here is interesting, right? They sold it, right? They killed it. They frustrated everybody. They made everybody give up. All right. They're still doing it. And I'm wondering, in 3 days, when they get done selling this, whether or not it's time to buy it. Now, to be honest, there's nothing on the chart right this second that would lead me to go, okay, you have to buy it right now. But that doesn't mean you can't wake up, right? That this market is doing this thing to you where it's like, pushing everybody to sleep. Now, Near did this, right? This is what Near did. It put everybody to sleep, right? Look at this, right? This is the entire month of March. Everybody's saying, what about Near? What about Near? What about Near? Okay, Near did nothing. Now Near's doing something. All right. This looks like head and shoulders bottom. It looks kind of textbook, right? Kind of textbook, right? Shoulder, head, shoulder. Not perfect. Okay. But Near is a rounding bottom. If the thing clears 14, okay, why can't we just do it this way? Why can't Near go to 20? Tell me in the chat why Near cannot go to 20. Our fundamental guys like it. Okay. From Chile. Okay. Is VeChain ever going to wake up? Well, I don't know. I do know I think that if VeChain can't wake up in this environment, VeChain can't wake up at all. So on a daily chart, you're like one day from a top, or at least a short-term top. So that means, you know, you're going to have to wait 3 days. But I mean, if you look at the weekly chart of VeChain, right, it's been destroyed. So it could be the bigger the base, the higher in the space. Somebody's asking for KDA. I hear you. I'm there. Let's do KDA. All right. So no doubt people are pumped up because they see the market rallying and they want their coin to go up too. Now, the question is KDA over-owned? Are too many people waiting for this to go up? I don't know. I don't know. But what I can tell you is this. I can tell you in KDA, right, that if KDA is above 656, then it has a shot at 1105 with a temporary stop at 8. So every coin out there, right? Your coin, because that's the one you care about. I get it. Okay. Your coin is making a decision right now. Is this a bullshit rally or is this the real deal disguised as a bullshit rally? Okay. So stocks may not do well today. So maybe stocks get hit. Maybe you got like 2 days to like grab it. And if you grab it on a dip and it works, then you can start piling in. Chainlink. Bubba thinks this is a BS rally. Okay, well, that is possible. Okay. Chainlink's got the 9 bottom on the weekly. So 13 top at 34. Ridiculous overshoot. Sucked everybody in, dropped it. So support in Chainlink's at 1082. Is Chainlink going to 1082? Or is Chainlink going to go to 25? Because if you look at this on a weekly basis, you can say to yourself, all right, I mean, we'll be on the stream, right? But you can say, all right, in the next 3 days, right, if Chainlink gets hit, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? Right? So there's the 13 and the 9 top on the 4-hour chart. And we've been discussing this for 2 days, right? In other words, there's resistance at 1620. So I don't know that you have to be in some huge hurry. Okay. But there's a possibility that, you know, if you get the dip or if this thing gets hit, that's an opportunity. Or if you just say, you know, equities are going to go and crypto is going to go, fine. But if you're there and you can get the dip, then you take your shot for April. Okay, let's look at Theta. All right. So everything on short-term charts looks terrible. Okay. It's going to dip. That's good, isn't it? If you're looking to buy, you should be happy about a dip. If the market's going to switch from range to trend, then you want a dip. You want to see people hit it, and then you want to see people come in and buy it. Now, before I talk too much, let's make sure the market's not on a trajectory towards zero. So ETH was up, now it's down. Okay, so let's go and just let's look, because we haven't done the DeMark work in Bitcoin and Ethereum. So Driftless Crypto thinks it's like this, like license to speculate. I appreciate that. Okay. So let's take a look and see where we are in Bitcoin. So this is a daily chart. So we got the 9 top, and today could be the pause. So let's go to the 4-hour picture just so we have a tactical view. So they tried to rally it this morning. Support is around 42. So we'll see if 42 holds. If 42 doesn't hold, then you're looking at 41. I mean, Bitcoin is in such a tight range. Okay, so ETH buying at 3,000 did not pay, right? Buying at the top end of the range did not pay. Okay, but buying the dip might. So let it dip. Maybe this is shitty for 3 days. Who cares? Who cares? Right? I mean, if you got to buy ETH at 28.34, to me, that would be Christmas. Particularly if there's some sort of geopolitical event or stock market debacle. And if you get stopped out, honestly, so what? Right? You're going to risk 2 or 3% trying to buy on support. And if you're right, it goes to 4,000. All right. So ETH on a daily chart. Okay. There's the 9 top. Okay. So that when you get a 9 top, you should get a counter trend dip. How big of a counter trend dip? I don't know. That depends on equities. If equities are debacle, you might get 2,800. Okay. Thanks, Bill. Go Rangers. Yes, I appreciate that. Blake English says, make Bill famous. I appreciate that too. Okay. We got to take it one step at a time. But I appreciate you being there with me every step of the way. Okay. QTUM had somebody asking me about that earlier, right? So you got the 13 top going on and you have resistance at 791. So even though this is good, sellers are coming in. The question is, can you buy a dip? Can you buy a dip? Okay, Algorand. Let's go to Algorand. A lot of anxious Algorand folks out there. I get it. Algorand's going, I think I can. I think I can. I think I can rally. Okay. So Algorand's got resistance at 86. Okay. Here was the DeMark 9 bottom. There was the overshoot to the downside, and then it turned around and went up. Wouldn't it be fantastic for the guy, the Algorand guy on the stream, if Algorand dipped and then took out 86 cents? Now, when you look at some of this stuff that's getting no love, right? If there's a dip and people show up, because people have not shown up on the dip on any of these coins, like these unloved coins, right? So here's the 13 top on the 4-hour chart. So no real point in buying it now. But again, if it goes to 78 cents, are you there? Or if buyers show up in front of 78 cents, we don't know yet. We don't know yet. What I do know is we're looking to buy a dip. We're looking to buy a dip. All of the token metrics momentum models went green. That was yesterday's video and some today. Normally when that happens, it's after an up move and there's some sort of dip. Okay. The computer is a momentum computer. It doesn't know that there can be an ebb and a flow. It just tells you when it beeps green. And then the human traders have to figure out how to pick it up on a dip. Now, wouldn't it be funny while we're on the subject here, okay, because Joshua needs a roadmap in crypto. I'd be happy to help you with that. Wouldn't it be funny if equities kind of shit the bed today, and then after equities closed, crypto, which would go down with it, comes back with a vengeance? Now, how funny would that be? Now, obviously, if you're watching the video 2 days from now, we won't know. But if you can buy a dip and make money, you see this 2 days from now, and that prognostication turns out to be right. So again, right, IMX, awful, right? Short term, 4-hour chart, 13 top, failed rally, right? Warning signal about volatility. All right. Now, in last week, I'd be like, okay, well, I'm not buying at resistance. And I'm still not buying at resistance. I'm just looking to buy a dip. Okay, so IMX weekly, not a lot of history. Let's check the daily. Okay, so there's resistance at 242. So all IMX has done is unwind the give up trade from earlier this year. And what you want to do in the next 4 days is hopefully see IMX stop, dip, and then go. So right now it's at resistance. So if you're holding it, why not see if resistance gets broken? And if you were holding it and you were getting smoked 3 weeks ago, what have you got to lose? You might as well give it a shot, right? Let it come back, right? Joshua says, can you buy a dip and make money? We'll see. Okay. Flux. Okay, so I would describe this as like a creeping bid, right? It's not a lot to go on, all right, but it's creeping. It's almost like people are hesitant. Let's take a look at the 4-hour chart. All right, so this is a classic example of what I'm looking for from the whole market. So there's your 13 top on the 4-hour chart, right? Then it rallies, fails, then comes off. So 13 top creates a top. And then bulls are going to battle it out. So maybe they take it up and there's a 9 top and then it goes down. Or every time it dips, someone's looking to get it. That's what you have to ask yourself in your coin, right? I mean, you got charts. You can look at it or you can watch the video again. Are you getting dip buyers coming in? Are you? Okay. Appreciate the love out there, right? TA on demand is not available everywhere. Matter of fact, I don't know where else it is available. Okay. Even if it is available somewhere else, I definitely would appreciate if you would get it here. Thank you for that. Okay. Taz is looking for Sandbox, Gala Games, same deal on the 4-hour chart, right? Can't get it going. Okay. Metaverse conference coming up next week. But again, this daily chart, kind of this like rounded bottom formation, right? That sort of, they say the bigger the base, the higher in the space. Wouldn't it be funny if an expensive metaverse coin took off for 35 cents? I mean, if you're wrong in Gala, what's going to happen? You're going to have to put up with the same annoying price action that you've been putting up with since the invasion. So your risk is more annoying price action. Your reward is 35 cents. No, I'm just seriously, I'm just sitting here going, you know, if I'm wrong, okay, it's more of the same, boring, right? That's the market update, short show. But if it's not, all right, if it's something different has happened, okay, we appreciate you guys too out there, right? Thank you, Stephen. Okay, Space Cowboy in the house. Appreciate that love. Okay, Sandbox. 13 bottom, huge rally, and then it does nothing. Sandbox and all these metaverse coins have been in a very tight range. Now, this weekly chart is kind of unbelievable in Sandbox. Okay, it goes up, you get the 9. It takes a break for an extended period of time. And theoretically, this could lead to 9 more up weeks. Now, I don't know if it's sideways up weeks, but I'm warming up to this whole idea of the metaverse. Now, if they start spanking the metaverse over the next 3 days, I say, F it, take it from them. Just take it from them if they want to sell it to you. Especially if they want to sell it to you at a great price. F them. Take it from them. If we're wrong, we'll lose money. If we're right, we're going to make a lot of money. Okay, so FTX weekly, same thing. Next stop, possibly 65. How many weeks has this thing done nothing? Too many to count, right? Just too many to count. So here it is, right? 13 top gets hammered daily. 9 top, pause. Green candles so far today. Okay. Wrong again wants to look at ARK in the equity market. Fascinating, as Mr. Spock would say. Let's take a look. Okay, so this is the ARK daily chart. Okay, so this is difficult, right? This is the altcoin of the equity market. Okay. Now, I'll be honest with you. I don't like this. A lot of times when that Williams moving average system gets to 0, that's the danger sign in equities. Like I have talked about a possible decoupling. Now, if equities just get totally hammered, remember long Bitcoin, short the banks? You know, long Bitcoin, short equities, or long crypto, short equities seems like a smart trade to do to me. As far as this goes, I don't know if this can recover. I don't. In other words, if equities just hold in, I'd be happy. Now, if we look at the 4-hour chart, excuse me, if we look at the 4-hour chart of ARK, we can see momentum is actually going the other way. That's interesting, right? Momentum is going in the other direction. For the first time in I don't know how long, right? When was the last time you see momentum going? I can't even find it, right? It's like it's too. I can't go back and find the last time. Maybe back in October, okay, when there was like I don't know, 1 month rally. So the last time you had any positive momentum in ARK based on the Williams moving average system, I was like never. So if ARK and equities don't fall apart and equities don't annoy me more than they already do, this possibly good for crypto. Okay, new to the channel, can you explain the numbers on the candles? Yes. Okay, the numbers on the candles come from the work of Tom DeMark. He was the first quant technical analyst. Okay. The work there comes from the sequential system. So what he did was he measured a trend. The first part of the trend was a setup phase where he would count a set of conditions like the high is higher than the high 3 days ago. And he'll count that set of conditions from 1 to 9. Now, normally when you get a 9, one of two things happens. If you're in a range, you get a top or a bottom. If you're in a trend, you'll go 1 through 9, counter trend move, and then you'll go into what's called the countdown phase, where you'll count a set of different conditions from 1 through 13. Okay? It was a measure of trend strength, and when you see the 13s and the 9s, you pay attention for reversals. That's why when you look at the charts, the 13s and the 9s have big numbers associated with them. Okay? In other words, we're trying to find the trend. That's the Williams moving average and the DeMark. But most importantly, because frankly, this has happened to me in the past, you get effed because, you know, momentum is really strong at the top, and the DeMark work and some of the Williams work can get you out. That's why, you know, this whole show has been, you know, revamped. King is rewatching the whole video. We appreciate that for sure. Okay. By the way, we also appreciate it. Our goal is to get 500 likes per video. You guys have been hooking us up, right? Kudos to you. We're at something like 450, 500 per video or bust. Now let's look at Phantom, because people who have been long, you know, Phantom and Avalanche are not happy. I get it. So everybody gave up on Phantom. It went down, and now it's just sitting here. It's just sitting here. Oh, look at this. Hey, there's a 9 bottom. Wouldn't you know, wouldn't it be funny if Phantom went back to 275? Like, there is resistance over here, but like, you know, when Phantom was trading at $3 here, was anyone talking about like, you know, $1? No. So when it's at $1, let's talk about $3. Okay, somebody's getting killed with ICHI. See if we can help that person out. Okay, I must have the wrong coin here. Okay, because this looks like straight up. Okay, no, they're not getting killed. They're making a killing. Okay, my bad. I sorry about that. Okay, so let's do some Moon TA here. Okay, so if this, let me label this because somebody will look for this later. Okay, so with these monster Mo trades, if this thing is above 41, then your ridiculous Moon Boy upside target is 70. Now, the non-Moon Boy advice, which is not investment advice, is to, when you've gotten to the point where you're like, oh my God, I'm calling into a YouTube show because I've made so much effing money, I can't believe it. Sometimes that's the cue to get out. Maybe not right this second, but when you look at your P&L and you go, wow, I made a lot of money, you'd be shocked how many times that winds up being the top. Now, I charted it. I'm just giving you a little advice, whether, you know, you're making money on the upside or on the downside. And sometimes that happens with losing money. You got to manage your risk. But, you know, what happened in Jasmine? Guys were like, oh my God, I lost so much money, I'm done. And then it goes up 80%. Okay. Right. Joshua says, sell when you feel like a genius. Okay. Somebody has an EOS SOS. Multicoin Capital said this is the investment they regretted the most. Okay. So you had a key technical point at 230. The market goes down below 230 on the weekly and stops everyone out on a give up trade that creates a 9 bottom. So it looks like at a minimum, this can head back to 326. Let's look at the 4-hour chart, which will no doubt undoubtedly be overbought, which of course it is, right? So, you know, they're going to smack this thing. Everything's at the top end of the range. you want to buy it at the top end of the range? No. But if momentum is shifting, you should be able to buy a dip. Hopefully that remains true in EOS as people have suffered for so long. Litecoin, the coin that no one wants to talk about ever, except me and a couple people on the stream. Okay. So Litecoin 13.9 top. Okay. And then it tries to go up and then it can't. So it's like a war between the bulls and the bears at this level. Okay. 9 top on the daily. This could be the counter trend move. I don't even know if we can find the last time there was a 9 top that led to a broader move. I guess you got to go back to October. So here is 1 through 9 in Litecoin, the pause, which was 4 or 5 days. And then ironically, you didn't get the moonshot until November. Okay. Didn't get the moonshot until much later. So Litecoin can wait you out. It can just like make you miserable. Okay. Now, if you ask me, again, especially if you look at the future of money thing from yesterday's video, here's the 9 bottom. Here's the give up trade. And now Litecoin is basically where it was before the invasion. It's like a do-over. Except the world is now approaching a new monetary order. Okay? Okay, Taz says, I have Litecoin from way back in the day. Now, one of the things I talked about yesterday and I talked about on a premium customer webinar, wouldn't it be funny if what is old is new again? I just think with some of these things, Bitcoin and anything digital cash solution, nano, etc. I swear to God, if you can't buy this stuff soon in this environment, I don't even know when you're going to be able to buy it. Really. I mean, I know that doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound constructive, but it is. It just feel like, all right, you know, if you can't buy it, okay, so engine starter, monster give up trade, right? We've seen this before in other coins. Okay, assuming it doesn't make a new low, it's got to get above 0.023. But this definitely looks like people are giving up, right? It looks like people are packing it in, which sometimes can be the buy point. Okay, so UOS, all right. So on the 4 hour, there's really nothing to say here because the moving averages, the Williams moving averages are tangled up. So this is not something that people generally want to hear, that there may not be a trade to be done, but I don't know if there's a trade to be done. And you have to be careful if this thing takes out a fractal at $1.08. Okay. $1.08. Okay. Okay. The EXC ecosystem. Okay. Don't have that right this second. Okay. Looking at ERG. Wow. Okay. So, I mean, whatever this is moving, obviously. Okay. Let's go to like a 2 or 3 day chart. So this is kind of a classic example of what happens after everybody gives up. So here comes the fib speed resistance lines. Okay, so it looks like in ERG, it looks like it's headed for 475. This is a 2-day chart. So obviously this thing is moving like it's on a rope, right? It took out a fractal at 370 and now it's just smoking, right? Let's look at a 3-day chart. Okay, yeah. So it's taken out all the fractals, and I would imagine you're looking at 460. Okay. So Cake and Sheeb, you know, believe it or not, even though Sheeb is in some ways not the highest quality coin in the world, I was wondering if Sheeb is a part of the future of money. Now, right now, there's no technical evidence of that because there's a lot of resistance at 25.26, eliminating the zeros. Okay. But, you know, Sheeb does this, right? Sheeb did nothing for a long time. This is a daily chart. So it did nothing in January and exploded. Now Sheeb has done nothing. If you look at a weekly, this is a 9 bottom 6 weeks ago. And Sheeb has made you wait 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks of doing nothing. Can you imagine if this thing took off? Like, what's the most insane thing you could say in crypto other than buy Litecoin? How about buy Sheeb? Right? Like if equities get smacked and Sheeb holds, what should you do? I'm going to leave it up to you. Let's take a look at Rose. I know we have loyal viewers checking that out. Flux we did earlier looks actually pretty good. So Rose on the weekly, okay, interesting. That the old high is acting as the old ceiling is acting as a floor. Okay, let me pull this up because this is important. Because I know we got people calling in on this all the time. Okay, there's a set of old ceilings. Here's a liquidity event below that. Here's another liquidity event down here. So everybody packed it in here. Okay, it actually broke out from this level. What level is that? That level is 23 cents. So you know what? Let them hit it. You know, sometimes you just have to be like, you know what? Let the Bears take their shot. Let them take their shot. Right? I mean, it's kind of like a battle, right? Let the Bears take their shot. If they, you know, they're hitting this today, right? You see these wicks, they're hitting Rose. Okay. Everybody's trying to get out. All right. Well, you know what? If it's still above 25 cents, then the Bears don't have enough ammo to put it down. Okay. All right, last one. Stellar. Okay, weekly chart, like it looks like every other weekly chart, but I figure I would pull it up and show it anyway. Okay, let's look at the daily, and I bet it looks like every other daily, right? Support in Stellar is at 20 even, 20 cents even. Okay, you may get one more up day, which is followed by a correction. Okay, now, if this woke up, it could go to 27. Remember, aloha from Hawaii. Remember, the stuff that leads is the stuff that everyone hates. Is this the greatest looking chart in crypto right now? No, it's not here nor there. It's not good or bad. But the stuff everyone hates, it can go up. So let's summarize. I said Bitcoin to 47. No one was interested. So I said, F it. I upped the ante to 52, right? No one's talking about a new high in ETH. People will probably talk about a new high in Cardano, but that just means you should talk about a new high in ETH. No one's talking about Polkadot, which makes me want to talk about it. Stocks are a risk, okay? Stocks shouldn't be where they are. Stocks are too high. Crypto's too low. We may have to deal with it if equities collapse. I'm going to hate that, but net in crypto, things are at the high end of their range, but there's evidence things are changing, that a momentum play to the upside could be starting. If that's the case, now is the time to take some risk and buy a dip. Is it a big dip or a small dip? I don't know, but you will if you're watching this video later. Look at the chart, look at your coin, and ask yourself, after the dip, big or small, did buyers come in? Do I see green? If you see green, then this thing can go. It might take 3 days. So what? This market's done nothing for 9 weeks. So BTFD, risk management, okay? So if it blows up, you're not hating me, unfollowing me, whatever. We want you to continue to subscribe so we can track this, because I continue to believe that if it's time to make money in crypto, now's the time. I'm your host, Bill Noble. I'll be here tomorrow. We appreciate the love. Please hit the like button. We'll see you soon.